All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to tackle prompt engineering for ChatGPT.
Ooh, exciting.
I know, right? And get this, we've got this awesome source, Mastering Prompt Engineering with ChatGPT, and it says that ChatGPT can boost student interest in education by like 40%?
That's huge. 40% is a big jump, but it's not magic.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
It all comes down to how we talk to it.
So, like, are we learning to speak AI? Is that what prompt engineering is?
You could think of it like that, yeah. It's about learning the art of giving ChatGPT, like, crystal clear instructions. So you get exactly what you need, whether it's for writing, analysis, or even, like, creative tasks.
So it's not about speaking AI, it's about being better at communicating, period, even to a machine.
Exactly. And, ChatGPT, especially this version 4.0, it's incredibly powerful, but it needs the right kind of like guidance.
Sure.
And prompt engineering, that's what helps us, give it that guidance, right? We can maximize the quality, the relevance, make sure the AI's responses are accurate.
Right.
And it all boils down to like four things.
Okay, lay it on me.
Clarity, specificity, context, and just knowing what format you want the output in.
Okay, that makes sense when you put it that way, but like, how does all this play out when you're actually using ChatGPT?
Sure. So let's say you want ChatGPT to write like a product description.
Okay, yeah.
If you just put in something vague, like write a product description, you're probably going to get something pretty bland, right?
Yeah, probably.
But if you give it specifics, like the product's features, target audience, even like what kind of tone you want,
Okay.
the output's going to be way better, way more tailored to what you need.
It's like giving it the recipe and then it bakes the cake the way you want.
Exactly. So think about like those noise-canceling headphones.
Ones for students?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
instead of just saying, hey, write a description, you could say, write a concise and engaging product description for noise-canceling headphones, and then specify, target it at college students.
Oh, okay.
Focus on their ability to improve focus while studying and highlight features like comfort and affordability.
Ooh, I see the difference.
Right.
Like, we're setting the scene.
Yeah, you got it. And that's like the tip of the iceberg. There are all sorts of prompting techniques we can use, like zero-shot prompting, one-shot prompting, and even few-shot learning.
Hold on, those sound a little complicated. Especially that few shot thing. Break that down for me.
Okay, so few-shot learning, it's basically like giving ChatGPT a few examples to learn from. Let's stick with the headphones, right?
Yeah.
So you could give it a couple of like really well-written product descriptions for similar products.
Okay.
And that shows ChatGPT the style, the format you're going for.
Oh, so it's kind of like giving it a reference point before it just jumps in.
Precisely. Now, zero shot, that's when you're using like general knowledge for simple tasks. You wouldn't need to give it specific examples if you just asked it to, say, translate a simple phrase.
Got it. And then, what was the other one? One shot.
One shot, you give it just one example to, kind of prime it.
Got it. Got it. So it's like a scale of complexity.
Yeah.
We go from these basic requests to stuff that's more, I don't know, nuanced.
Right,
So
exactly.
we got to like guide ChatGPT with examples.
Exactly. And, when we move to those more complex tasks, the quality of our prompts, that becomes even more crucial.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Our source actually says that just tweaking your prompts a bit can, like, improve the relevance by 35%.
35%? Wow. Just from tweaking a few words. That's a big difference.
Yeah, it can be huge.
Okay, but we've been focusing on writing this whole time. What about using ChatGPT for other stuff, like analyzing data or doing research?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. ChatGPT can do so much. For example, in finance, you could use it to, like, analyze market trends or even make investment recommendations.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how would I use prompting to, like, I don't know, analyze stock market data?
Let's say you want to analyze Apple's stock performance. Okay. Instead of just asking it generically, you could be really specific. You could say, like, analyze Apple's stock performance over the last year, focusing on the key factors influencing its fluctuations.
Okay.
Then give me a concise summary and highlight any potential growth opportunities.
Oh, I see. So you're guiding it towards specific insights, not just a data dump.
Precisely. And, this structured approach, it leads to much more meaningful analysis.
Right.
And, the source material says that just having these clear instructions can boost the accuracy of the responses by like 85%.
85%.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm starting to see why everyone's talking about prompt engineering.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
For sure. But like, I feel like we're just scratching the surface here.
Oh, we are. We totally are. There's like a whole world of advanced techniques for building like really structured conversations with ChatGPT.
Oh,
And we can see how it's being applied in different industries like marketing, customer service, education.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Right. It's a lot to unpack.
This is already a lot to take in,
I know, right?
but I'm ready for more. Where do we go from here?
Well, now that we've gotten the basics down, we've seen how it applies to different stuff, I think it's time to explore some of those advanced techniques I mentioned
Okay.
so we can really level up our prompting game, especially for like the really tough scenarios.
Right. Lead the way. Let's do it.
Okay, so you ready to kick things up a notch?
Oh, yeah. Lay it on me.
All right, so we've covered like the basics of prompting. Now, things can get a little more interesting.
Okay.
There are some really cool advanced techniques out there. Our source talks about something called chain of thought prompting.
Chain of thought. What's that all about?
So like sometimes, we got to break down a big task into smaller steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes it easier to manage.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, chain of thought prompting, it's kind of like doing that for ChatGPT. It helps it think through a problem more logically, step by step.
So instead of giving it this like huge, complicated prompt all at once,
Right.
we break it down into smaller pieces.
Exactly. So imagine you're asking ChatGPT to, like, I don't know, create a financial forecast for a startup.
Okay. Yeah.
If you just hit it with that all at once, it might be too much.
Yeah, I can see that.
But if you break it down, first ask for market analysis, then revenue projections, then expense estimations.
Oh, okay.
It makes it way easier for the AI to digest, and you'll get a more accurate, more structured output.
So it's like we're scaffolding the thinking process.
Yeah, it
But
is.
wouldn't that take forever? Like writing all those little prompts?
Well, it might seem that way at first, but honestly, the improvement you get in the results, it's often worth it.
Oh, okay.
And once you get the hang of it, it actually gets pretty fast.
Okay, that makes sense. So what other advanced techniques are there? Besides chain of thought, I mean.
Oh, there's a bunch. This source talks about a cool framework called CREATE. CREATE. Okay, break that down for me.
It stands for constraints, role, examples, action, task, and examples.
Okay, I'm following so far.
It's kind of like a roadmap for building really effective prompts.
I like roadmaps.
Me too. So constraints, role, examples, those are pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah.
But what about like action and task? Those seem kind of similar. Good catch. So action is the specific verb you want ChatGPT to do, like write, analyze, or summarize.
Okay.
Task is like the overall objective, like write a marketing plan
Yeah.
or create a Python script.
Oh, okay. So it's like giving ChatGPT a job title and like a list of responsibilities.
Exactly. And then examples part, that's where the real magic happens. Remember we were talking about few-shot learning?
Yeah.
This framework uses that. You build examples right into your prompts to give ChatGPT even more guidance.
So it's all about giving it the tools to succeed.
Exactly. And speaking of success, our source mentions how ChatGPT is already being used in like tons of industries.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's crazy. Like in customer service, some companies are using it to make chatbots that can give people support super fast.
Oh, yeah, those things are everywhere.
I know, right? And sometimes you can't even tell if you're talking to a bot or a real person.
It's true. It's true. That's kind of freaky sometimes.
Yeah. But it shows how powerful these AI systems are getting.
Yeah. And it's all thanks to prompt engineering, right?
Well, partly, yeah. It's a big piece of the puzzle.
So it's not just about like mimicking human conversation. Like it can actually, I don't know, do real work.
Totally. Like in marketing, companies are using ChatGPT to write ad copy, even personalize email campaigns. Crazy stuff, right?
It is. But I can't help but think about like the downsides, What about ethics and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Good point. That's a big conversation.
For sure.
There are definitely ethical things to think about, right? Like in healthcare, what if AI starts making medical decisions that should be made by humans?
Whoa. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
Right. It's all about finding that balance, using AI's strengths, but recognizing its limitations.
So how do we do that?
Well, that's where prompt engineering comes in, right? We need to make sure we're guiding AI in a way that's ethical, responsible, and, ultimately benefits humans.
That makes sense. This makes me think about, like, the future of work. Will robots take all our jobs?
The big question. Yeah, some people are worried about that for sure.
Rightly so.
Yeah. But others think it's an opportunity, Like humans and AI, we could work together in new and cool ways.
That's a good point. We're still the ones writing the prompts, right?
Exactly. It's not about AI taking over. It's about, like teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say.
Exactly. Imagine designers using ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas or writers, using it to get over writer's block. The possibilities are endless.
My mind is blown. So much to think about.
I know, right? It's a lot to unpack.
So as we go forward, what are like the key takeaways? What do people need to keep in mind?
Well, one thing is, prompt engineering. It's not a one-time thing.
Right.
It's like a skill you keep developing.
Right. Okay.
The more you practice, the better you get at writing good prompts. And, AI, it's always evolving. There's always going to be something new to learn.
It's like anything, right?
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, pretty much.
So before we move on, is there anything else you think people should know?
Yeah, I think it's important to remember that AI, it's a tool.
Okay.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad, right?
That's true.
As we get better at this stuff, we got to use this power responsibly. Think about the ethics,
Yeah.
Try to make prompts that are fair and inclusive.
Right. AI for good.
Exactly. It's up to us to shape the future of AI and make sure it benefits everyone.
Ooh, good point. I like that. It's a reminder that we're not just along for the ride. We're the ones in the driver's seat.
Exactly. And you know what? It's been awesome diving deep with you today.
Likewise. This is fascinating stuff.
It is. We're just getting started, though. There's so much more to explore.
It's funny, we started talking about crafting, like the perfect prompt, giving ChatGPT a set of instructions. But it feels like we've stumbled onto something way bigger.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a whole new way of thinking about how we communicate, how we tap into creativity.
It's a real shift, yeah. Prompt engineering, it's not just giving AI orders, it's about understanding what it can do, anticipating its responses, guiding it toward what we want.
So it's more like, I don't know, collaboration. We're working with the AI, not just telling it what to do.
Exactly. And our source makes a big point about this, especially for creative stuff. ChatGPT can be like an awesome brainstorming partner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, throwing out ideas, exploring all sorts of creative avenues. It's amazing.
It's like having a brainstorming buddy who can process like a zillion ideas per second.
Right, exactly. And it's not just about quantity, it's quality too.
Okay.
ChatGPT can help us get unstuck when we're feeling creatively blocked, It can challenge our assumptions and push us to think in new ways.
That reminds me of how writers use prompts.
Yeah.
A single word can spark a whole story.
Yeah.
Now imagine AI doing that.
Right.
Like amplifying that power.
Right. Helping us build whole worlds and narratives. That's the future.
It is. And get this, our source mentions how prompt engineering can be used for stuff that normally needs a lot of technical know-how.
Oh, yeah.
Give me an example.
Well, think about coding. ChatGPT can write code in tons of programming languages.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Now, this doesn't mean anyone can become a software engineer overnight, right?
Right.
But if you understand some basic coding ideas, you can use ChatGPT to make simple programs or scripts,
Okay.
Maybe automate some tasks, build a basic website even.
Oh, wow. So it's like it opens up all these possibilities.
Exactly. It makes tech more accessible for everyone.
It's empowering, right? It gives people the tools to create, to innovate.
Yeah. And it all circles back to what we were saying about prompt engineering being this huge shift, you know? It's changing how we think about everything.
Yeah.
Problem solving, creativity, even work itself.
It really is. Wow, this has been an awesome deep dive.
I know, right? We've covered so much, from the basics of writing a prompt to how it impacts, creative work, the future of work.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of AI now.
Me too. And I think, it's important to say this is just the start.
Right.
The world of AI, it's always changing, new discoveries all the time.
It's kind of scary how fast it's moving.
It can be, yeah. But it's also exciting. The key is to stay curious, keep learning, be open to new stuff.
Right.
There's so many resources out there, books, online courses, communities, we can all learn from each other.
Yeah, definitely. And it's important to remember AI isn't just for the tech geniuses.
Oh, absolutely.
It can benefit everyone. Artists, entrepreneurs, anyone who's, curious about the future.
Exactly. So as we wrap up our deep dive today, I want to challenge our listener.
Okay, I'm listening.
Don't just watch this technology happen, Be a part of it. Experiment with AI tools. Learn how to write awesome prompts. And then use that knowledge to make something great.
Yeah, make something that helps you and helps the world, too.
Exactly. It's been a pleasure diving deep with you and our listeners. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what AI can do.
Absolutely. It's been a great conversation, and I hope everyone listening is inspired to dive into the world of AI. It's a fascinating, ever-changing landscape, and we're all just starting to explore its potential. So go out there, experiment, learn, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to make the next big breakthrough.